Guess what? It's day 9, a year of breast cancer awareness/cancer awareness. We're gonna do it to life before life do it to you, and we're gonna do it to 2021. It's your boy Zeeb here. Guess what? Yesterday, the day is the one thing day. I hope you guys got your books. A lot of you guys hadn't got your books yet, but there ain't no problem. Guess what? You can go ahead and get it today. Main thing that we want to talk about today is what I learned yesterday. Now, I don't know if I told you guys to go ahead and go to the One Thing podcast that comes on every Monday. He's got probably 200 episodes. Episode yesterday was about clarity, getting some clarity where you've had some success, and then and kind of walk you through a little session, with one of his people. And this, I suggest you guys, if you don't have the podcast player, go to the Play Store or Apple and download the podcast and subscribe to the One Thing podcast. You watch that, listen to that every Monday, and it'll definitely give you some insights on what we're gonna be talking about Tuesday. Tuesday will be like a little recap and what I got out of the podcast, because this lady had experienced great success, but now since she was elevated, wanted to go to the next level, but the next level was not as clear as the first time. And the first time, it's a fear of loss. Once you get a certain level of success, you don't want to go backwards, but you want to keep raising the bar, but you don't want to go backwards. And when she first initially done it, I think she couldn't worry about going back. She didn't have anything to lose, so she put all the eggs in. But once you get to a certain level, you start thinking about what the people gonna say. How am I gonna look? How am I gonna look? So what I did is he walked a hole through the GPS. Guess what? I'm one of the ones, I got that GPS, just getting that thing. He kind of laid it out, so I'm gonna pull my GPS out. I'm also gonna post a picture of my 66-day challenge calendar. So I suggest you go ahead and download that challenge calendar. That's gonna be on the onething.com as well. So download the challenge calendar, 66 days, and you put them big red X's on there, and you build a chain up. They mentioned it in the book about Jerry Seinfeld, kind of mentioned about putting the calendar with X's on, the big red X's, because psychologically, your brain wants to, once you get enough X's on there, your ego become invested and it don't want to break the chain, is what they're saying. So that's what we're going to be doing, bite-sized increments. But what I'm also going to do later on in the day, this is going to be day 9.5. I'm going to talk to you about a session that me and my family members, we had last night. My daughter asked her how was she doing as far as mentally, and she kind of, mentally I'm kind of in a stuck place. Said, guys, wow, man, I just heard that on the One Thing podcast. She's like, Dad, no, Dad, don't talk to us about the one thing. The one thing can't help right here. I said, well, let's see. And I'm going to go through that later on, how we walk through that thing. But like I said, make sure you get the book, The One Thing, and we're gonna walk through it, because in that little book it shows how to take everything and kind of, we had goals, but it's a new way of looking at our goals. He says a way to have a relationship with our goals. And I got some goals. Like I say, this is it ain't a 66-day challenge, it's 365 days. And this morning I definitely didn't want to get up and come out here and do a video, but guess what? I gotta have that. I'm looking at putting another big X on my calendar. I think it's pink. Put it on because I was up late last night talking to her. Then also my son-in-law came in and we talked again on another small issue as well too. I mean, he's into bodybuilding, and he was wondering why he reached a plateau in his weight, and I was telling him about, hey, look, I got that ass method that I'm working on. It should work for you. I said we did the challenge calendar for him when he was trying to get more consistent with his exercises. I say, let's do it like this. Let's just track it. One pull up per day. Surely you can do one pull-up per day and just exit off. He completed the challenge. He said that it was hard. Said he missed some days. Said he went back. I didn't keep up as much with him as I probably should have. But then I said, so did it help you a little bit? And he said, yeah, it helped me a little bit. I say, so since it helped you a little bit, why not do it for gaining weight? Well, I know you got to eat more. I say, why don't you track something? Tracking ain't going to help me. Yeah, it won't help in that. And then us too much stuff to track. What you talking about, all that tracking. And I said, look over there on the window over there. What does it say on the 4 agreements? What's that one there? Don't make assumptions. That's one of the 4 agreements. We're going to talk about that on Thursdays. I say don't make assumptions, because how do you know what's all that tracking? I hadn't mentioned anything. What something is already in your head, your mind is already manufacturing stuff as far as all that tracking. So now your body says, nah, we can't get into all that. Then now you don't want to do it. But your spirit man said, hey man, we want these gains, man. We know we need to do these gains. We want to continue. But your mind is talking you out of it. I say, so the question, I talked to him last night. We kind of walked through it, several scenarios, him getting a positive role model, and he had a positive role model. And I say, but are you? I said, well, do what he do. Well, I got a positive guy watching him on YouTube. I say, but I bet you're not doing what he's doing. You're probably doing just a part. Well, I can't do it. Then the brain comes back in and rationalize it out. See, inwardly, one of my favorite verses out of the Bible, favorite stories, was the widow's oil. And on Saturday, I think I'll do that on Saturday, maybe tomorrow. I don't know when I'll do it. But the widow's oil, I'll tell you right now, the widow's oil just simply states, it was a lady, and her husband died. She was in debt. They was going to take her sons, and she said, my husband was a man of God. Let me call on the man of God. So she called on him. He came there. He said, what you need? And basically she was saying, hey, I need some money. I'm in some trouble. I need some money. The man of God was like, you know what? What you got in the house? She said, I ain't got nothing. He said, no, what you got in the house? Go look. I ain't got nothing but this little cup of oil. Great. Here's what you do. Gave her instructions. Oh yeah, I got to add that. Because this is do it to life. And this is what I'm saying, dude. We're doing what they say. Because I'm using scriptures. Whatever they say, do. Man of God say, do this. And guess what she did? She did it. He told her to go out and borrow some pots and pans from her neighbors. Don't borrow a little bit. Come back, close the door, you and your sons. And they poured that oil. They became rich. Saved her. Based on the key operative thing in there is based on what she already had. Sometimes we take for granted the things that we already know, the things we already have, the resources, the people we already have, and we've already been given instructions on to do something, but we just fail to do it. That's why we're not seeing the benefits. That's why they say do it to life. She did it to her financial life. She did what he said to her financial life. He said, here's what you do. Go borrow some pots. Now, he said not a few. He didn't say how many. He said not a few. So he left that portion up to her, because as they fill the pots up, the oil kept flowing and filling up pots. And then she said, well, give me another pot. The son said, that's it. We ain't got no more. Then the oil stopped. If she had had 1 million pots, the oil would have filled 1 million pots. And that's so beautiful, because we are in control of the level and magnitude of the blessings we receive. You see what I'm saying? Because he said borrow not a few, so he left it up to her. How much you want to borrow? It don't matter to me. You could have got one. Some people settle for 1 pot. Some people settle for 100. Some people settle for 1 million. But then we'll look at the person with the 1 million pots and say, man, I wish I had 1 million pots. I mean, you got an opportunity to get 1 million pots, but to get 1 million pots requires some work. And whoa. And sometimes, I'll be glad my self-esteem comes. Sometimes getting those 1 million pots kind of knock us out. There's too much work, too much groundwork out of our psychology, out of our ego, and not seeing any results. Because you can see, hey, I need that money now. Let's just go in the neighborhood and just grab a little bit. Let's just see what we get now. And then that blessing's turned off. You can't, once you realize, oh man, I could have got more pots, go get, no, the oil done stop. So there we go. Do it to life before life do it to you. Let's do it to 2021. A whole year of breast cancer awareness / cancer awareness in every area of our lives. It's a lot of cancer in our thinking, in our speech. And we're going to be addressing that. Because I told my daughter, you'll see, it's what you're putting inside, it's going to affect the outside. But our logic make us think what we're putting outside is going to affect the inside. We was talking about buying things to try to fill the void that's on the inside. It's your boy Obzy. I'm out. Day 9. Y'all still in there hanging there with me. If you missed yesterday, guess what? Pull your calendar out. Make an X for the day. Double up.